Oh, okay.
On other times.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for May 9th. We have a short agenda today. Let's take a look at the minutes first, since it looks like we've only got one applicant, potentially one applicant here yet. Should we do April 11th first? Again, this is Bruce, John, and I.
Oh, I didn't get it. There they are, sorry. Wait, no.
Got it?
April 11th has different dates. I think that's the problem. There are some dates that are wrong. On the April 11th, it says the meeting was held on February 14th.
Yes.
And adopt the minutes of zoning board appeals on February 14th. I think it all should be April 11th. I think that's the problem.
Up top, yes.
Yeah, the content, I don't have an issue with the content. Oh,
I
wait,
think
they're the two, they're both the same.
number one is probably a different date,
Yeah, hold on.
but you're right. Should that number one have been the March 14th meeting minutes? Because the March minutes talk about the adopting the minutes of February. The April minutes talk about also adopting the February, but has two mistakes.
I think this one's okay. It's April 11th, and then here it's April 11th, and we did both Forkland and
Right,
100.
right over here. If you look at the March minutes, it also adopted minutes of February 14. So one of them is wrong.
Yeah.
We obviously didn't adopt the minutes twice.
Yeah, how do we,
I suggest you just go back and look at the dates and correct the dates. As I read the content, I don't think there's an
Yeah.
issue with the content. I
Right.
just-
yeah,
Chairman, at the March meeting, the minutes for February were tabled.
Okay,
To the
good.
April meeting. So the only thing that needed to be corrected on the April 11th minutes was in the title.
Right.
The first paragraph.
the first paragraph should be April
And
11th.
everything else is.
Oh, okay.
But did we adopt the,
They're being adopted now.
Okay.
did we adopt the February minutes?
Yeah, that was,
At the April meeting? Or at the March meeting? Because they're listed both.
Nope,
Oh, tabled.
it's tabled.
Yeah, okay,
So we got it.
yes,
Thank you.
thank you. April 11th meetings look good?
Yes.
Move to approve with the date correction?
Yes,
All in favor?
all in favor.
Okay, that passes with yeses from Hoffman, Gombos, and Moss. On March 14. And that looks fine to me.
Yes.
All in favor? And that, we do have everybody here. We got me, we've got John, we've got Bruce. Okay. Okay, so the March minutes are approved as well. The first item on our agenda is 85 Myrtle. Who'll be heard on this application? If you'd come up and give us your name and address, and please speak into the microphone if you would.
Sure. My name is Steven Zito. I'm the contact for the applicant. She's speaking to visualize that.
And could you just speak up a little bit better because the sound system in here is not the best?
Okay.
Thank you.
Did you catch the start over?
No, we're good.
So in preparation for selling her house, she's trying to take care of run through it.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that, but just for the public, if you would put that diagram up a little bit better and show where the issue is, because the issue arises because of an oddly shaped lot.
Correct. It's a split level, kind of more like a ranch would be split from front to back. So while there is a front entrance, the primary entrance is actually at the side. And this is largely due to the topography of the land, because it's a fairly steep slope as you head toward the rear. Gould Park being maybe a couple hundred yards to the south. And Myrtle is kind of an odd, little sort of odd fit in. And, you know, the best access for parking and egress is at the top of the, is at the top of the property. So this really becomes the primary entrance. It has a little mud room and so forth. So this started, I believe, as a grade level patio, and then this was built again, husband is deceased, but the owner recalls that about 25 years ago that this was completed. So, you know, what we're trying to do is legalize it, take care of some safety issues, bring it up to code, and then kind of get rid of it. Unfortunately, you know, it does encroach into the rear yard setback as well as the side yard setback. You know, it's still in its most sensitive location, given the topography and the use of the site.
Right.
I don't know if you have anything you want.
I just had one quick question. Just don't know, what's the relevance of the quitclaim deed to the application?
I think it's required.
Because it seems to be relevant to a property in Florida. I was just curious, because I don't understand the relevance.
First of all, I don't think. It said you had to turn in a deed, it didn't say which. I'll check with the owner, just to make sure it's the right property.
Anyone else have any issues?
I have no questions.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's been there a long time. It's not really, well, it's close on the property line. It's not really encroaching on the neighbors, really.
If it helps, we have 4 letters
Yeah.
of support from surrounding neighbors.
Yeah, okay. Move to, would anyone else like to be heard on this application? Move to close.
Second?
I move to grant the variances.
Second.
All in favor? That's unanimous. Good luck. And could you do the village a big favor? I know you're not the owner, but there's a lot of confusion up on Myrtle because all the houses are numbered 85. Could you ask Ms. Jones if she would be willing to change her number to number 45?
Well, I think Mr. Seacon said she's doing this in preparation to sell, so that you could inform her that when I issue the CCO for sale, I will be changing it to 45, so she wouldn't have
Okay.
to change her driver's license or anything like that. The new person should be made aware, so that when they have all of their, give out all their address information, it'll be 45.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, thank you very much.
Same tax block lot.
Correct.
Yes, no, it's really so that emergency services can get to the appropriate house quickly. You know, a number of us went up there and every place was number 85, but none of them looked like the right house until we got to the right house.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. The next item on our agenda is 4 Florence Avenue, and this is for proposed plans to construct an addition and a deck in the rear yard of this house, and that's basically atop a portion of the house that already exists. There's no change in the footprint. Who will be heard on this application?
I will, Pat Steinsteiner from Gotham Design and Community Development. So this house, I think it was before you many years ago, or something else, when they put an addition on the back. Since that time, they've been enjoying the house. The original ownership was the mom and the son and the daughter. The mom has since passed on. So the son and the daughter are, each one has one of the units in the house. And
Right.
doing some things to make it work a little bit better for their needs. The one thing that's important to kind of point out, I think, at the start, is that this is a relatively large lot in this neighborhood. It's actually a double lot, although I think it gets compromised by the fact that this line coming through is the Ardsley School District. So it's like one parcel is in Dobbs Ferry, and the other parcel is in the Ardsley School District, which actually has 2 separate tax maps so that the taxes can go, or tax IDs, so the taxes can go to the right people. The reason I'm mentioning the size of the lot is just to point out that, you know, I agree totally with Ed's interpretation that this is the front, because that is the larger yard setback, and that's what Dobbs Ferry says is your front yard. This would be slightly deficient, but if you think about the relationship of this to the other houses, if this was a side yard, it would only require a 10-foot setback. It's got 16 as it is, and we're not going any closer than that. We're looking to actually build over the top of the 1-story portion on the back of the house. This is the survey. Here's showing the part of the house is 2 stories. This part of the house is 1 story. The grade goes up, so I've got some photos I can show. I think that also helps make this be somewhat, it doesn't really have that much of an impact on any neighbors. In fact, I don't think it has any, but that's not for me to say, because sometimes that's pretty big. Some quick shots just of the house from above. This is the 1-story portion in the back. This is the yard going back to a house that's back here. This is showing this from the northeast looking down. This is the area that's got a low-pitched roof where we're talking about building the addition and the deck. And then this is showing the house with its yard. It's got a very large yard, which is actually beneficial to the neighbor who's most affected by this, because their house actually comes back further, and they've got a fairly nice open view looking across that yard. I don't think we need to go through that. This is the drawing that we submitted to you, which shows the 1-story portion with a porch proposed on top of it, a covered porch, a addition that has habitable area that expands the use of the second floor, and then a deck area on the rest of the roof, so that it would be a place that they could sit outside. And they've got a number of dogs, you'll see in the photographs in a moment, who bark a lot, but only when I'm around, it seems. And they're also proposing a staircase, although this staircase doesn't need any variance. What we need the variance for is we've got 16 feet here, and we're proposing a 7'4" setback to the volume of the habitable area, but I think the interpretation is the deck itself also needs the variance. You know, putting the deck on top of the roof, even though we're not going closer than that, that all needs the variance. This is showing the front of the house. This is the deck that we're proposing on the first floor. This is the staircase on the second floor. This is going into that yard. This is the side that faces Bellevue. This is the portion that we're proposing will be habitable space. This is the portion that is the deck area. This is the back of the house with the habitable area, the porch, and the deck, and the staircase coming down. And then this is the yard side of it, which again shows the porch, the habitable area, and the deck, and the stairs coming to the grade. and this deck is for the first floor apartment. I don't know if we need to talk about floor plans much.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, this shows, you know, they're looking for a closet, a laundry room, and a place, kind of almost like a little mudroom, where they can come in off that stairs. These are the photos showing the house. This is the view from Florence. This is the corner looking back at the house. Bellevue is to the right, Florence is to the left. This is the side of the house that fronts on Bellevue. This is the portion, we'd be removing this section of roof, putting the addition on here, and making the deck. This is another view showing that deck area. You can start to see that how the topo works, so that the neighbor's yard is actually up a bit from this. This is the view looking at the house from the yard, and then this is the yard looking north, and the yard looking south. And you can see that this house is in a position where what we're doing won't really have any impacts on them, either light or view, since the addition is on the side that faces them with the house already blocking that, and most of their house goes past that. Just some quick shots through the neighborhood. I don't think there's any point to these, but it's always good to know the context, and this is a very context. We've got houses that are bigger than this, we've got houses that are smaller than this. And I guess the only last thing is this is the house that's adjacent up the hill, and just kind of looking again at that way the topo goes up and their house is up higher. So I think that's most of what I have to say. If you have any questions.
No, it looked like a nice improvement, actually. Any questions, guys? Move to close the hearing?
Second?
All in favor? Move that the application be granted? All in favor? Okay, we're good. And the last thing on our agenda is, I just want to make a comment that today I signed and submitted the findings of fact that cover the denial that we issued at our last meeting, so that will, so that will be on file for you to peruse, but I don't think there'll be anything shocking in there.
No, as I said at the last meeting, I mean, I understood your position. I actually didn't think we had a strong case for a variance. I thought we had a very strong case for what would be I guess, a waiver from the Board of Trustees, but that's up to them.
Got to get there first.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Adjourned.
Yeah,
Before we
move to adjourn.
Adjourn.
The last couple of weeks, I've been walking along the aqueduct.